Hey, what's up everybody? Dylan here from Iceberg TV. Today we've got a really cool new drop from ThoughtSpace Athletics and Discraft. We've been seeing some really awesome plastic combinations, artwork, and plastic types from the TSA and Discraft collabs. I really love the Expanse. The Persona is very good. The Vessel is also really good. And we've got 3 new drops from this lineup. And then we also have the new First Flight DGA Blast. So we will compare the Blast to the Vessel approach disc, but here's what we're dealing with today. They brought the heat on this artwork. These look absolutely amazing. This is the Requiem stable driver. Then we've got the Vessel multifoil. You know how TSA does it. And then we've got, I believe this is the Persona. Yeah, Persona. So I've been throwing these for about a week, so I feel like I have a pretty good eye of how these are flying and performing for me at least. But let's start off with the putters. I've got the Vessel, and then we've got the new DGA Blast. So we'll do a super quick showcase of the Blast. A lot of people think this is similar to the Ringer top zone, but the spoiler on the Blast is much closer to the edge. I would say it's more pig-like. It definitely doesn't feel like a pig, but as far as the spoiler goes, the spoiler is a lot closer to the edge than the Ringer top zone or the Vessel. So you can see the spoiler here, pretty far from the edge, and on the Blast, it's like basically right on the edge. It's more Berg-like, definitely. All right, first shot of the day here with the Vessel. The Vessels are big beef, no glide, just Ringer top zone, way more stable than a normal zone. I actually have my Adam Hamez zone here, my puddle top favorite zone of all time. You can see way straighter, way more forward push. It's puddle top, so it does get down pretty quickly, but not nearly as much swing as the Vessel gets. Now I've got the Persona here, which I've actually been bagging, right? 1 stability less than my super beat up Flippy Brave. So let's throw the Persona out on a slight hyzer, and then we'll compare it to the Brave here. You can see the Persona, huge distance, huge turn. Definitely like a flippy, kind of fairway slicing and dicing type of disc. But I have found myself turning it over by mistake once in a while. And I found the Braves to be a little bit more consistent for me. But that is my favorite disc in my bag right now. A little bit more of a controlled turn. Also for me, a little bit more distance. But I am really enjoying that disc. And another disc I've really been enjoying is the West Side Boatman. And I feel like the Boatman and the Requiem are flying very similar for me. And that's kind of a weird comparison probably nobody else is going to make. But these are just the discs that I'm bagging right now. So let's throw the Requiem. It's pretty stable for me. And then we'll compare it to the Boatman. Honestly, for me, the Requiem is more stable than a new Destroyer. Doesn't really glide, doesn't have a ton of dome, but really awesome for power forehands. It's got that nice flat feel that most people tend to enjoy for their forehand discs. And then this is the West Side Boatman. Very similar flight. I've been liking the Boatman just for like full power, super stable driver shots. And I feel like the Boatman and the Requiem are flying very similar, at least for me. Let's go grab everything and we'll throw them back this way. And obviously, if you guys want to try out any of these discs or get one for yourself, use my link in the description below and you'll save 10% on the website. I haven't been uploading as frequently as usual, but I have been actually playing more disc golf than usual. Been doing a ton of standstills, ton of form work. I've played 2 scored rounds in the last like 10 days. And both of those rounds were personal bests, well over 1,000 rated. So my game is really coming together. I'm playing really well. My friends that typically beat me are no longer beating me consistently. So yeah, my development as a player is looking really strong right now. I definitely need to get on a more regular upload schedule though. But I do want to say thank you for those of you who continue to support the videos, continue to support the channel. It means a lot to me. I just want to say thanks for that, guys. Really appreciate it. So we will throw backhands back, and then we'll give everything a few forehands. We'll start off with the vessel again. The vessel I really like more so on forehand, not a disc. I love backhanding, but we do have a pretty nice little headwind coming in, so it's really going to test the stability of the vessel. I mean, I think the thing is an absolute hog. If you are throwing that flat and getting it to turn over, you're just an absolute unit. That just is what it is. The vessel is big beef. Then we've got the Persona, which into a headwind, not my favorite disc. You guys know me, I love going through the used bins. I've got my favorite Brave here, my super beat up flippy Brave. For when I have the headwinds, I actually have the less flippy. I got another Proto Brave off the used bin. That was a happy day for me. I was in disbelief when I saw a prototype Brave like years after they released on the used bin, basically new. Because that blue one was starting to get flippy and I really needed a backup. So little side tangent, but something, you know, I get excited about the little things sometimes. We got a stiff headwind. This Persona is absolutely cooked. Let's give it a lot of hyzer. Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. The Requiem, this thing, originally I thought this was going to be a Destroyer clone. That's what I said in my first Requiem video, but I mean, holy flat. The flatness on this thing is absolutely just bonkers. High parting line flat, just super duper stable. I'd really love like a pop toppy one of these, but that's not what we're dealing with here today. Oh, dilly. That is just a disastrous shot. Let's try the DGA Blast here, see how it compares to the Vessel. That Blast is even beefier than the Vessel and has even less glide. I'm curious how the spoiler affects the shot as you move it closer to the edge. I'm assuming that moves more weight to the edge, thus making it more overstable. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. And that Requiem, I don't really love it on the backhand drives. I just don't get a disc like that up to speed enough to justify throwing it, at least on backhand. But on the forehand Annie lines and flex lines, I love those flat, high parting line, overstable drivers. I just did tech disc the other day, and I'm still throwing 61, 62, 900 RPM on the forehand. And on the backhand, I'm still only throwing like 58, 59, 60 with like 1200, 1250 spin. So I do find that these overstable discs make a lot more sense for my forehand than my backhand, because I have enough spin on backhand to stable everything out. But the 900 spin on forehand means you're gonna need something more stable. Otherwise it's got a little bit more tendency to move left and right during the shot. But it's funny, I bagged the Berg for on and off for almost a decade. And like a decade later, basically every brand now has a spoiler disc that was inspired by the Berg. But man, these are very stiff. They feel good and they look really good. DGA did really nice work with these. It's been raining here for basically a week straight. And man, it is beautiful out today. Need to run after this. My half marathon is basically in exactly 2 weeks time. So wish me luck in the comments down below. I need to beat my time from last year. I feel like this whole training block will have been kind of a failure. So wish me luck. It's a big deal. It's part of the reason why I haven't been uploading as much, because I've been just training my butt off nonstop for this race. So wish me luck in the comments below. We're gonna give everything a forehand here. The Vessel shines for me the most on the forehand line. The thumb track spoiler is like in a perfect spot for my thumb. It's right where I like to put my thumb anyway. So just gives you a nice consistent spot to return to on each and every forehand. Beauty, absolute beauty. Now the Persona is a disc I would never forehand, but I do want to touch on this plastic from Discraft and TSA. It's stiff. It's got that like like royal plastic, sort of supple and grippiness to it, but it's still very stiff, particularly around the rim. I think this is, if we saw more popular Discraft molds in this plastic, it would be the most popular plastic that they make. And I have zero doubt in my mind that that would be the case. This is the best feeling Discraft plastic that I've ever felt. I wish their ESP felt like this. So I'd love to see some special edition like buzzes, cicadas, nukes in this plastic. And I have no doubt it'd be their best selling plastic. So that is definitely the most notable thing about this new drop. Obviously, aside from the awesome artwork. I threw that so bad, but it's so flippy that it's still turned a little bit. I would never forehand that disc. That's just not a disc I would ever want to forehand. Now this disc, I love forehanding it. The Requiem. So that's like 60 miles an hour, 900 spin, 370-ish feet. That thing is a meat hook, just push, dump. Not my favorite type of distance driver, but for forehands, if I was playing somewhere that was a little more open, like Florida or Kansas or somewhere windy, that would be a staple in my bag. Just push and dump. Just no messing around, no flip, no nothing, just point and shoot. And I know a lot of you guys who are new to the channel are probably, you know, at least those of you who are new are from the Blitz video. I have been working on my standstill, so we'll just take a brave and do one quick standstill for you guys, just so you can see that I am working on it. What was funny is when I was doing tech disc, my standstills were like 56, 57, and then my walk-ups were like 57, 58. At that point, it's like, what's even the point of a walk-up? I haven't quite figured that part out yet. And with discs like the Vessel, I would recommend bagging a disc like this, because when you just want to pound a flat, full power shot that goes 200 feet, like you need this disc. If you play a course that has a lot of tough par fours and you're throwing somewhat decent shots off the tee, like you want a disc that you can just pound flat and you don't have to worry about anything happening other than like, I mean, the backhands go left and the forehands go right, and there's no other concerns. So it's really nice to have a disc like this, particularly with a spoiler like the Pig, like the Vessel, like the Ringer top zones. Like something you can just pound full power flat and then it's just gonna dump. That's a really handy tool to have in the bag. It's not the most fun shot to throw, but when it comes to scoring, it is super important. All right, let's give this Persona one last forehand, because that first one was really, really freaking bad. There we go. It's just so flippy. That's why it's in the bag as like even flippier than the Flippy Brave. It's not something you throw often, but when you want to put it up in the air and get a huge turn the whole way to the ground, the Brave's not quite flippy enough for that. That's where that disc comes in for me. And again, I just want to say thanks, guys. I really appreciate all the opportunities, you know, those of you who watch the channel have given me. It's been really awesome. So if you want to continue to support me, use my link in the description below to save you 10% at discgolfdealsusa.com/icebergtv. Gyropalooza boxes are live. We have those discounted $10 as well. So please use my link. Go check out